All right. Analytics and performance tracking. So this is going to be lesson number 8 of our Facebook marketing course. And in this lesson, we are going to learn how to use analytics and data properly in order to get the best results possible from Facebook. So with that said, let's get right into it. So first of all, here's what we're going to cover. So first of all, we're going to cover the basic understanding of Facebook Insights. Then we are going to cover key performance metrics, which, by the way, we've covered throughout this entire course. But in this lesson, we are going to cover we are going to cover the entire key performance indicators, such as reach, engagement, click-through rates, stuff like that. Then I'm also going to show you tools for tracking ad performance and return on investment. And then I'll show you how to actually use analytics to get the best results possible. Now, warning as always, this is the most important video in the entire course. So please watch the entire video. Don't skip, don't fast forward. It's not worth it. You have to watch the entire thing, okay, to get the entire understanding of the whole picture. Now, pro tip as always, if you want to save your time, watch the video in double speed. So, understanding Facebook Insights. So, first of all, what even are Facebook Insights? Facebook Insights is a tool provided by Facebook to help businesses understand how their pages, posts, and ads perform. It provides valuable data about your audience, such as who they are, when they're online, and what content they like the most. Insights allow you to track metrics like reach, engagement, and performance over time. This tool is crucial for making informed decisions about your marketing strategy. Super simply put, you need real life feedback from the real markets in order to succeed in the market because oftentimes we have assumptions on what we think is the best and it just doesn't work, right? Like our assumptions are almost never right. So we have to get the real feedback from the real markets. We never know what performs well until we actually put it out and test it in the wild, so to say. Now, think of Facebook Insights as your report card for social media success, right? Now, why are Facebook Insights important? So, first of all, they help you understand what works and what doesn't in your social media efforts. By analyzing your data, you can create better and more engaging content. The information lets you connect with your audience more effectively by catering to their preferences. Using insights can save time and money by focusing on strategies that drive results. Regularly checking insights ensures you're always improving and staying competitive. Now, KPIs, aka the key performance metrics. So, first one, when it comes down to content, is reach. And reach shows how many unique users have seen your post or ad. In other words, how many individuals have seen your post or ad. It's a great way to measure brand awareness and visibility. High reach means more people are exposed to your content. Organic reach happens naturally, while paid reach comes from ads, right? So super simple. If you post a really, really good video and 1 million people see it, it's not because you paid for it, but because it was actually good and the algorithm spotted that, and based on that, they recommended the video to more and more people. That's how the algorithm works, by the way. And if you have paid advertising, you simply pay for results, right? Aim to improve reach by sharing valuable and shareable content. This already what we covered, but like I've said, you have to give people what they really want, not what you think they want, right? Now, let's go for the engagement for a second. So, engagement measures how users interact with your content, which means likes, comments, shares, and clicks. High engagement means your audience finds your posts interesting or useful. In other words, High engagement simply means they like your content and you should make more of that specific content. Engaging users are more likely to remember and trust your brand. Posts with good engagement often perform better in Facebook's algorithm. Obviously, Facebook's gonna not gonna push, bad content. It's gonna push very, very good content. Also, make sure you focus on creating content that sparks curiosity or conversation. So, what I mean by this is very, very simple, right? You want to open loops. You want to make people feel like they need to add their own spin on whatever you're talking about, right? So tell them like, if you're a marketer, right, you can say something like, here are 10 tips, how AI saved my business and made everything in my life easier. Here are the 10 ways how it helped me, scale to 10K per month, for example. And then you share your insights, and then you're like, what are your thoughts on this? Have you ever used AI? What's your stance on AI? Do you think it's useless? Do you think it's useful? Why? Why not? And like in this way, you spark conversation, right? Click-through rate, aka the CTR. So CTR shows how many people clicked on your ad or post compared to how many saw it. A high CTR means your content resonates with your audience. In other words, it means that if they click on your content, you're doing a very good job in making them curious and want to discover more, right? This metric is especially important for ads because it reflects the interest, right? If you write bad ad, like nobody's gonna click on it, right? And like the fact that people have seen it doesn't mean anything, right? Because like you paid for the ad to be seen, right? So like there's no magic in it, but the real magic is when people see it and when they click on it, because that's your job, right? To make, them look like it's been seen. Now, you can improve CTR by using clear calls to action and eye-catching visuals. And we've already covered this, but like you've got like, don't try to be academic, don't try to sound smart. Just tell people what to do in as simple way as possible. If you guys know Alex Hormozy, he talks about this all the time. The simpler, the better, right? So do this. It works. When I first started with marketing, I didn't believe in this, but the opposite was true. The simpler it is, the better. I'm not saying you should sound unprofessional and your grammar should be terrible and stuff like this. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is give them a clear message. Don't use jargon. Don't use, overcomplicated words. None of that. Also, with the CTR and with the ways to make it better, test different formats to see what drives the most clicks. Now, next thing is impressions. And impressions essentially count how many times your post or ad was displayed, including multiple views by the same person. This metric shows how often your content gets noticed. High impressions with low engagement might mean the content needs improvement. And I would a little bit argue, not that content needs improvement and not that it might mean it actually needs a big improvement, right? Because if a lot of people see your content and nobody reacts to it, that means one and only thing. They don't care about it, therefore the content is bad. You have to make it better. Very simple. Impressions help you gauge the overall exposure of your campaigns. So make sure that you balance impressions with engagement for meaningful success. Now, the next thing is the conversion rate. And the conversion rate measures how many users took a desired action you wanted them to take. So whether you want them, to give you their contact information, whether you want to, get them to buy your product, whether you want them to sign up for your webinar. This is what the conversion rate, measures, right? Now, conversion rate is a key metric for determining your return, is a key metric for determining your return on investment. A high conversion rate means your content or ads are persuasive and that they work. Again, you track conversion rates using tools like Facebook Pixel, which, by the way, we set up in the previous lesson. Also, make sure that you optimize landing pages and ad copy to improve conversions because, like I've said, not only the ad is, the ad is only the part of the funnel, right? It's not, the ad is not responsible for the conversion by itself. Obviously, it's a part of that conversion funnel, but if your landing page is bad, then, it's never going to work. Now, tools for tracking ad performance and ROI. So first of all, Facebook Ads Manager, right? Use Ads Manager to create your campaigns by selecting your objective. This is what we've already covered, right? If your goal is more website visits, simply select the traffic objective. Again, we covered that. Facebook Ads Manager also lets you track the performance of your ads. Now, if some of you guys haven't seen it, I'll show this to you one more time. So we are in the Meta Business Suite, like you can clearly see. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna click on this first, button right here, and we're gonna go on the account overview. Now we're right here. Obviously, this account is a new account for you to just give for for you and to to give you, the walkthrough. But essentially, what you need to do, we are in the account overview, and then we're going to click on campaigns, right? And then when you're in your campaigns, you can see, all these different attributes and data sets that you need to measure whenever you're creating ads, right? Here is on the campaign level. Here we are on the ad set level, which again you can see. And here we are on the ads level, right? Now, very, very important thing, right? Um, if we go to the ads reporting section, we can then compare each campaigns against each other, right? So if you run one campaign, right, it's like if it's like a campaign where you use video to get leads, then it's like a video ad campaign, and then it could be second campaign where you just use straight copy, only text. So it could be like a text ad lead generation campaign, and then if you create these two campaigns, you can then compare, the reach, impressions, frequency, and stuff like that. And by the way, you can also, right? You can also, include you can select which attributes you want to see, right? It's absolutely amazing. You can go through this. You can set it up based on what you want to see, what you would like to see. But if I were you, I would focus. If you're at the beginning, right? I wouldn't go too much in depth in here because this will just make you more confused. But I would just focus on these basic stats I gave you, right? Such as ROI, CTR, CPC, all these impressions, all these basic statistics. And then once you get the basic understanding of those and you can navigate through them, then you can go into weeds and all these, details. So, all right, now the next part of this Facebook Business Manager layout is the Creator Studio. Now, the Creator Studio, or thing that a lot of people have referred to as a creator studio in the past has now moved into the Meta Business Suite, and it's a before it used to be separate, but right now the creator studio ads, post everything is all at one place. And I'll show you where to access, the content management and creation within your Meta Business Suite just in a second. But first of all, I'll give you some theoretical information. Okay? So, first of all, what this content, what this content part of Facebook gives you. So first of all, it allows you to schedule your content, right? You can use it to schedule organic posts at optimal times when your audience is most active. So for example, you post a video tutorial at 6 p.m. if most of your followers are online then, right? If you discover that most of your followers are online at that time, that's where you post it, or that's when you post it. Video insights. You analyze metrics like watch time and retention rates for video posts. And again, you can use this data to create shorter or more engaging videos because if you look at retention rates and watch time, you can clearly see at what point of the video did majority of the audience stop watching. And then you can have a look at your own video and analyze and try to come up with reasons why they stopped watching. And then based on that information, you can make the video better, right? Next up, audience demographics. You will see who interacts with your posts. And obviously, if you then want to, do post boosting, which is like ads for posts, then it can reach more people, right? So for example, if your primary audience is 25 to 34-year-old men, you can tailor your messaging to their interests. Post optimization. You can then identify top performing posts and replicate their format or style for future content. Basically double down what works, right? So let's get into it before I tell you about Google Analytics. All right, so when it comes down to Meta Business Suite, we have couple options when it comes down to content creation. Okay. And so what we're going to do, if we go over here, we're going to go to all tools. And what we can select first is this, right? It's content. So we can find it either here or we can find it here, right? So we're going to click on this and right here, right? Just move this one. I just, created my profile picture, which can be also taken as a content, right? Now you can clearly see when it was published, the status, which basically means it wasn't boosted, so I didn't advertise it. Now the reach, how many people have seen it, right? Likes and reactions, zero, comments, zero, and shares, zero. So right now I can see my data of my post. You can also see scheduled posts, right? Because if, that's what we already covered. If you don't want to waste your time having to post every single day, you can simply schedule your posts, however you want, right? You can, schedule your posts pretty much 1 month in advance, right? You simply click on schedule post, and right here, you simply select the time, right? So let's just, put 28th of February. I'm gonna save this. And right here, I can simply create the post, right? Add photo, video, and the text. Make sure you hit public. Then right here on the right, you can see how it's going to look in real life. You can boost it if you want. I wouldn't do that in organic posts. Or like I would do that when you're starting out, but I wouldn't do that when you're established brand, and then you will click on schedule. This is very simple. Now when we go back to content, you can then see stories, which is like your stories that you will upload. You can also, schedule them. Then the A/B tests, which, you basically test the same post with a different headline, for example. And then feed and grid, which basically shows your feed of your Instagram page and of your Facebook page, mentions and tags, which basically shows you people who have mentioned you, whether it was on Instagram or on Facebook. And then obviously you've got clips, which means your video clips, right? Very, very simple. Now, when we go right here, when we go to planner, that's another thing. You can essentially see a calendar in a in like a better way, right? You just you don't have to, or like you don't need to use the calendar, and you can use this nice planner which is like visually appealing, and then you can simply schedule your content. Now if you look right here, you can also, right? You can also include your goals that you have. And these goals will be visible in this calendar, which is absolutely amazing. It's Facebook did a really good job when it comes down to content scheduling, making it very simple for beginners, as well as making it big enough for advanced creators. Right, now let's go back to Google Analytics, because if you don't want to use Facebook, you can use Google Analytics, right? Now, I'm not gonna go over, Google Analytics. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of theory, a little bit of, the features and the advantages this platform gives you. And yeah, this is pretty much it. So let's go over it. So Google Analytics basically tell you how much traffic your Facebook campaigns drive to your website. So for example, if you use the acquisition tab to compare Facebook traffic to other sources like Google or email, right? It also lets you see behavior insights. So it lets you see how users interact with your site after clicking an ad. So, for example, if users drop off quickly, you will then, according to that, optimize your landing page for better engagement. It also lets you track your goal. You can set up your goals, which means, form submissions, purchases, website visits, stuff like that, to measure whether the ad was successful. So for example, you will track how many users signed up for a newsletter from your Facebook campaign. Then integrated reports. You can also combine Facebook Insights with Google Analytics for a full picture of campaign performance. However, if you're a beginner, I'm just giving this to you to, give you awareness that other tools exist as well. However, if I were you as a beginner, I would simply use Meta Business Suite. And this is not because I'm advertising Facebook, but because I feel like for beginners, it's just way simpler to have everything in one place. Now, next tool you can use is Metricool. And this is essentially all in one social media helper, right? Because a Metricool is a simple platform that lets you manage and track your Facebook and other social channels in one spot. That's a big advantage, right? Like if you have TikTok, if you have Instagram, if you have YouTube, like you can put all these together and it helps you track them at one place, which is great. This, when you then expand to multiple channels, you can use it, and that's great. Now it shows easy to understand numbers on how each post is doing, so you don't have to guess, right? It's also beginner friendly. You don't need any special tech skills. That's why I'm mentioning this tool right here. Metrical walks you through everything step by step. It also lets you schedule posts in advance. And with this, you will save your time, right? And it's also perfect for growth because whether you're just starting or already have some experience, Metrical helps you see what's working and where you can improve. Now, why should you even use Metrical for Facebook marketing, and why have I included it right here in this course? So first of all your data are in one place. No more switching between multiple pages. You can monitor everything from one convenient dashboard. Track what matters the most. Right here, you can quickly see likes, comments, shares, and other key numbers without the confusion of extra charts, which if you look at Facebook, there's a couple of extra charts, right? It also allows you to plan better. You can easily create and organize your posts so your Facebook page stays active and engaging. It also, like I've said, has simple analytics and gives you professional reports, right? Easy to understand for beginners. And you can also show your clients, results clearly. Now, how to get started with Metrical. So first of all, you just, go to Metricool's website and sign up. It's free to start. This is why I'm mentioning this, right? Then you connect it to your Facebook page. The Metricals, website will give you clear step-by-step beginner-friendly instructions to give Metrical access to your page. It's very, very simple. Then you will explore the dashboard. You'll just take a look around. You'll see key stats, upcoming posts, and other helpful tools all in one place. After that, you can schedule a post, which basically the scheduling tool is going to allow you to. You will pick a date and time, add your text and image, and then relax as Symmetrical does the rest. And after that, you're simply going to review how the post is performing, right? It's basically the same as Facebook. It's a little bit more beginner friendlier, right? If I didn't have this course, or if I were you and you didn't have this course, or you didn't have a time to go through this course, I would use Metrical. But other than that, I would use Facebook, right? Now, how to use analytics to get the best results possible. So, first of all, set clear goals. We've been talking about this numerous times, right? Before diving into analytics, you have to define what success looks like for you. And this is why you have to have goals. Goals could include increasing website traffic, boosting sales, or growing your audience. Clear goals help you focus on the right things, which then help you grow your business. Make sure you align your goals with specific campaigns or content strategies. Regularly revisit your goals to ensure they stay relevant. Now, also monitor key metrics regularly. Check your metrics often to spot trends and patterns. If I'm being completely honest for you, check them at least once every single week. Regular monitoring helps you adjust your strategy quickly, right? Focus on metrics that align with your goals, like engagement and conversions. We already talked about it. And obviously, use reports from Ads Manager or Creator Studio for detailed insights because consistent tracking ensures continuous improvement. Also, make sure that you test and experiment because just don't be afraid to try new content types and think like everything just, has to be planned out and perfect. It isn't and it won't be, and you have to test in order to see what's working and what's not. A/B testing helps you see what works best for your audience. Experiment with posting times, add visuals or captions. Also, analyze the results to refine your approach. One and very important piece of advice, small changes can lead to big improvements. Okay? Also, use data to optimize content, right? Use analytics to find your top performing posts and ads and then double down on them, right? Put all your effort in recreating the same content. People don't care that you create a same content because majority of people are going to be your first time visitors, especially when you're building your brand. Also, make sure you replicate success by creating similar content, right? Just underperforming posts based on the feedback of your audience. Also, make sure that you pay attention to audience demographics so that the messaging resonates with them. And last but not least, data driven decisions lead to more effective campaigns. After that, adjust strategies based on results because you just cannot stick to a strategy that's not working. Only make decisions based on your data, right? Also, make sure you use insights to reallocate budget to high performing ads. Again, double down on what's working. Also, modify targeting options to reach the right audience. Also, update your content plan based on engagement. All right, guys. So this lesson was all about data and Facebook insights. First, we covered, key performance metrics such as reach, engagement, click-through rate, stuff like that. Then we covered tools for tracking ad performance and ROI. And last but not least, we have covered how to use analytics to refine your Facebook marketing strategy. So with that being said, let's get right into work, and I cannot wait to see you guys soon. See you.